Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Kelsy Elle, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. I have the most lovely guest from Ireland, Margaret Breitling, and she is just such an amazing person and coach. And I'm so happy to have you here, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Kelsey. Hi, everybody. And thank you for interviewing me. I'm really excited about this. I'm dying to share my thoughts with everyone.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're so happy to have you here. And tell us more about yourself and what you do. You have such an incredible mission helping so many people around the world and in Ireland. So tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so I suppose for the past 15 years, I've been working on helping people to lose weight. And over that time, I have evolved. Initially, I was working directly with food and, teaching them how to manage their food habits. And then I realized that I felt there was something missing in that approach, because for me, it's all about mindset. So I created my own course around actually teaching people the mindset around losing weight. So I've now, I suppose, moved on from what I started doing, in that now I'm really working with people to help them, to teach them the mindset behind losing weight. So I work kind of directly with professional women mainly, and normally people who need to lose maybe 2 to 3 stone, which in American language is about 24 to 36 pounds. And I find that by teaching them the mindset behind it, so they work with me for a period of time, and then I have a chat with them at the end of the time, and every single one of them says, Margaret, you've really cracked it. I'm delighted now, and I'm actually now able to do this on my own, which is what I aim to achieve with everybody. So that's just a little bit of background on me.
Oh, it's so important. It's so wonderful because it's so much mindset. But when you're going through it and you're trying to lose that weight over and over again by yourself, and it's just nothing's working, it
Yeah,
can be devastating. And
yeah,
really,
absolutely.
uh, it's not just the weight then. So for you to come in and really help them get there and reestablish this mindset that's actually going to be uh, beneficial to all areas of their lives, and then they lose the weight too through all of this. It's like really cool, really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, for me, I think it's, the weight ends up becoming one of the smaller pieces in the jigsaw, because it actually impacts all areas of their life,
Mhm.
so they become a lot happier, more confident, their self-esteem grows. It really does change their lives. I mean, I've had people say to me, I actually had a girl say to me recently, Margaret, you haven't just changed my life, you've actually saved my life. And that, for me, actually, I actually really teared up when she said that to me, because that's really why I do this, because I really love helping people and changing their lives. Absolutely.
It's incredible the fact you get to do that on a daily
Yeah.
basis, and now with this new funnel that you've built, you're able to reach more people and do this on that more scalable, grander scale. And it's really exciting to have watched you grow as well, working with me and just seeing all the success that you've had. So that's it's just amazing. So tell us really quick, what transformation do you feel like you made, just from the day you came in to work with me and now?
Okay, so I had worked with a number of coaches. Sorry, I put the glasses on because I have made a couple of notes, and I just want to make sure that I capture the key essence of I suppose what has made it different for me working with you, Kelsey. I've worked with a number of different coaches. I've done a lot of online courses. I've done loads of different things, because for me, my goal was I wanted to help more people around the globe, because I feel I have something special to offer. But I felt I was putting an awful lot of money into it, I'll be quite honest with you. And I felt that I wasn't getting the results that I really wanted to achieve. I want to reach out and help more people on a wider scale. And so, you know, I did already have a funnel set up, and I was running Facebook ads when I met you, Kelsey, when I came to work with you first. But I felt that I wasn't really clear on what my message was. And I've now created a really good webinar that I'm really proud of and really speaks to my target audience. So I think I wasn't clear enough on who my target audience was and what I could actually offer them. So I think that was one of the key things that you taught me, Kelsey. You know, but also a really good thing that I was doing kind of hit and miss a bit was my morning ritual. For me, you know, you taught me an awful lot around that, about actually connecting to your heart center and really connecting with your mission and goal in life. And for me, that was the difference between you and other coaches, I suppose, because you really have that heart-centered approach. And for me, that was everything.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And it's so amazing to think, you know, as a coach, how important morning rituals are, but often we won't do, what's best for ourselves, or we'll think, okay, maybe do one or two things, or not fully in it or fully invested. And then just reconnecting to that has made, a really big difference for you. So that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Would you say, so now you're able to work with more groups? Were you working with one-on-one clients mainly when you first came to work with me?
Yes, and I hadn't really reached, I suppose, out to the wider audience. I have an office in Ireland where I work directly with my clients, and I still operate on that basis. But I knew, I could be seeing 10 clients a day and kind of reaching burnout nearly. And I felt I wasn't really giving the service that I wanted to be able to give, because I was getting so tired from trying to help so many people, but it wasn't scalable. So, learning the techniques that you've taught me, Kelsey, is everything, because it means it's actually giving me more time. But I'm reaching a wider audience. I'm reaching a lot more people now, which is wonderful.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
To be able
absolutely.
to make your life a little easier so you can actually impact more people. And everyone wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
Yeah.
That's great. And did you believe that was possible before? Did you even think about it, or did you not quite know how to go about it?
I knew it was possible because I'd looked and seen a lot of other people doing it, and I've been kind of dabbling in this, is probably the best word to use it, for the last 5 years, I would say, on the whole online side of things. But I was trying to do it on my own, and then I was kind of tinkering around with different coaches, and to be honest with you, part of it was I didn't make the investment that I think I really needed to make the leap. And for me, it wasn't even about the investment, but the fact that I made the investment actually made me commit to it more. That's probably the best way to explain it,
Yep. And I talk about that all the time, and it really is important to have that skin in the game. If you get something for free, even the same, this it could be the same program, we're not gonna work as hard. And your commitment level has just been so huge. And you even took that little break, and it's like right back on it when you got back from your vacation. And
yes, yeah,
though, that you can walk away. And we developed a plan when you did have that break. Well, what do I do with my funnel? What do I do with my ads? And that's okay as a coach, to be able to walk away and still have a personal life and still be able to take a vacation and then get right back on it. And that's, how you've shown up, and that's how you show up for your clients as well. And it just speaks a lot of volume just around how you show up to life. And that's another reason why your clients are so lucky to have you. So
thank you.
And now to be able to work with more people at one time is really brilliant. So it sounds like you did a lot before you found me. And that idea of kind of dabbling and, well, maybe I can, you're a smart woman, you know, maybe I can do this on my own, or maybe I've already taken these other programs. I guess, you know, I should just keep doing what I learned there. But if it's not working optimally, then something needs to change. So I do hear that from a lot of coaches where they want, you know, they know something's not working, but they've already invested in themselves. And so taking that leap then to invest again is so scary. What would you say to someone in that position?
I think for me, the big thing was, I mean, you can go and you can invest in so many different programs, and a lot of the coaches out there are really good. But I think for me, I really had to change inside. It was this fear that was, you know, am I good enough? Will I fail? Et cetera, et cetera. And that's where working with you, Kelsey, has given me, I suppose, more self-belief and confidence, because I actually see that by working more on myself, by you know, really committing to the ritual, the you know, the meditation, the affirmations, the actual, what's most important for me is the personal development work. You know, and you just cannot do it without that, because you have to actually change as a person in order to grow to the next level. And I really understand that now. And I actually now incorporate that in my courses as well. And it really works. So I suppose I've pulled out a lot of what you've been teaching me and actually incorporated that for my clients. And that's what's giving them such amazing results. I see a massive difference since and I'm insisting that they do the work. And, you know, the way I work it is I have different programs, and they don't get the next step of the program until they've sent me their diary, which includes all these activities every day. So I can see exactly what they're doing, not just on food and not just on how they're feeling, but also have they done their activities every day. And the ones who are doing it are really, you know, knocking it out of the park, if you like. It's really working. I'm getting amazing testimonials, and I'm so excited about that, because I see, you know, I just see the difference that it makes.
It's incredible, that accountability, and you giving them a real step-by-step plan, and then adding in that really heart-centered approach to keep them really grounded and lifted throughout their journey as well. And no one else can usually do that for someone. You know, family members are too scared to talk about the weight, and, you know, friends wouldn't ever do that either. And so for someone to come in and just help them throughout the process, because it's doable for everyone. And a lot of people feel like, well, if I failed at weight loss for, you know, this long, maybe it's not in the cards for me. And for you to come in and say, no, you know, it is, but you do have to show up. You do have to be accountable and follow the structure that I give you. And, you know, you're such an advocate for your clients, and that's why you're getting such great results. And, you know, building this course in this kind of new scalable way, I feel like you have even gotten just as good or better results than ever before. So that's really, it's so fun to watch, and it's so fun to hear you message me and say, I got another client testimonial, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, I sent you that video of one of my clients, and it's really exciting, isn't it? It's great. And I actually met two of them last night, and they were literally raving about, you know, they're still working with me, but they're kind of gone through one of the programs, and they just come onto a Q&A once a week, and they were absolutely raving about that they've nailed it, which is great. They haven't fully lost the weight yet, but that's not the point. The point is that they now know, and they see the progress every week, and they know that it's happening. But they feel, you know, they feel much happier in themselves, you know. Like, these are two friends that were talking, and one of them said to me separately, she said, oh my God, there's such a difference in Carol. She said, I can't believe her outlook on life has completely changed. And that's in the course of 2 months. It's great. So it's very exciting. It really is, you know.
So exciting. You know, it's really great, because I think you found me on Facebook, right?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I hadn't even watched your webinar, to be honest, Kelsey. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this will have watched your webinar. I hadn't even watched your webinar. I, I think I saw an ad for joining your private Facebook group. And when I went on, then you were doing a lot of Facebook Lives. And I just really connected with what you were saying. But it wasn't even what you were saying. I think it was how you were saying it. And, you know, it's just, as I said, it's this heart-centered approach that just really appealed to me. And, you know, I felt like we connected nearly on a spiritual level, you know.
Yeah,
It's really
definitely.
important for me.
It is, and you had already had your funnel built and on your Facebook ads going, and you're like, there's still something really missing.
Yeah.
You still
Yeah.
really needed to get to that next level. And then, how many clients did you book pretty immediately?
I booked 3 in the first 2 weeks, I think, and then another 2. Like so, 5 very, very quickly. You know, and that's wonderful because I had never on the online program had never booked 5 so quickly before. So it was great. It really is great. You know, and I know, like I'm steadily now building on my client list, but you know, I know I'm only getting started. I really do,
Oh,
you know.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because we helped you get that fresh perspective of your new webinar. And, so now you're coming with a whole new set of tools that you didn't know you necessarily needed. Because I think when you first came to me, you liked your webinar a lot.
I
I think,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it seemed like really really great, but at the end of the day, if you're not getting as many clients seeing it or resonating or booking a call with you, then it does say, well, okay, maybe I should take a look at something, maybe I should make a change. And just those changes that we made, and it's so great that you stepped up into that, because a lot of coaches I do see will get stuck and saying, you know what, I already have something. I already have
Mm,
something. I don't need to fix it. I don't need to work on it. But the truth is, mastery is where that success really comes. So
yeah.
you can be doing all the pieces of the puzzle, and maybe the puzzle's even together, but it's not masterful yet. It's not a work of art yet. And
Yeah.
then when you really master each of those points, like we talk about the ads and the enrollments and everything, it changes the course of your entire business. So it's really been such a pleasure to watch you grow and show up and take all of my tips and ideas, and you just run with it. You're never second guessing, really. It's like, okay, Kelsey said to do this, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think the point about the webinar was an important point, Kelsey, that I had a really good webinar and I had worked with another coach on it and I was very happy with it. And then actually I watched your webinar after I had joined your program. And it was just the subtleties. It was the small little things, and it might even be the way you say something. But when you're coming from a heart-centered approach, you say it differently as well, you know, and that's part of that. That's the big piece of the jigsaw, really. That was probably, I'm not saying I wasn't coming from a heart-centered, because that is the way I am anyway, but I don't think the message was coming across as clear, and because I hadn't really honed in properly on my target audience, you know, it just wasn't as refined as it is now.
Yeah, it is. It's very refined, and now you can work with anyone around the world, right? Everything's virtual and
Absolutely,
set up
yeah.
in a way that it doesn't matter where they live, how far away they are from you. You can work from anywhere.
That's exciting. And, you know, another thing is that I can work from anywhere, as you say. I can work with anybody, but my husband has taken some time out of work, so we're doing a bit of travel. And what's wonderful is that I can work once I have a Wi-Fi connection, which did fall down for one of my holidays. But in general, you have a good Wi-Fi connection, you can work anywhere in the world. And I love that idea because, you know, my children are grown up now, so I can travel more. And for me, that's a huge piece of why I wanted to move to the online version as well, you know, as well as reaching a wider audience, you know.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely. It's just
great.
so much to come for you, Margaret. It's so amazing. So if you were to, you know, maybe say a big takeaway, or if another coach is feeling kind of like, yeah, I've got a lot going on, but I'm still not quite where I need to be, what would you say to them if they're considering taking that leap and into another program or working with another coach?
Again, I took a few notes on this, and I'm actually going to look at them, because I put a lot of thought into talking to other coaches who are maybe not sure or whatever. So I might actually read this if you don't mind, because I did put a lot of thought into it. So I want you to know that there is a much better way of doing things than the one-to-one where you can work so hard for very little and reach burnout. Um, I want you to know that by working online, you can reach a much wider audience, and they will be much more targeted to what you offer, instead of wasting time with people who either don't need you or don't deserve you and are not prepared to invest in themselves. I want you to know that it's okay to want to become abundant. And this was a big thing that I had to grapple with, actually, Kelsey. It is okay to want to become abundant from helping more people. That the more someone pays you, the better the result that they will get, because they will make sure that they do whatever you ask them to do. That piece is actually huge. And I know an awful lot of other coaches that I know actually really grapple with this as well. But, you know, you've actually taught me that it's nearly selfish not to share your talents and skills with the world, and not to reach out and help all those people. And actually, the more that people pay you, the more they are going to get from the course. And that is a huge point that you taught me. And you're absolutely right, because the people who signed up with me, with the new me and the new course, are getting amazing results because they're committed. And that's because they've invested a little bit in themselves. And that's really important. And the most important bit is, I want you to know that if you are 100% committed to getting your business online, then you couldn't be in better hands than with Kelsey. She is amazing. She will get you there. She has such knowledge about how to make it work. But most importantly for me, she is so connected on a spiritual level that I have not found with other coaches. That is the difference, because you need to find that piece of yourself so that you can connect with your clients on a deeper level. And it won't happen for you unless you actually do this. So you're putting a different energy out to the world, I suppose, by connecting in this way. And Kelsey teaches you how to do that. And for me, that is the most important thing of everything.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's true. And I mean every word of it, you know?
Thank you. Thank you. That gives me just a lot of goosebumps and some little tears in my eyes.
Oh,
It's wonderful for me to get to see, you know, the change that I make in other coaches' lives, because it's so important to me. And to then get to see you impact all of your clients, and you know, I get a piece of that. It's like, so it's really huge, and just so much fun. I mean, we have so much fun together, and it is a spiritual journey. And a lot of coaches end up going back to, you know, a day job, or going back to something they don't love or they're not passionate about because they just couldn't quite crack that code. You know, if I can prevent that as much as
I
possible.
know. Yeah, because you're not really connecting with who you really are if you do end up having to go back doing something you don't love. I absolutely and utterly love what I do. I love helping people. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you've made it happen, you know?
Thank you so much too, Margaret. You've been such a pleasure, so amazing to work with.
Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to continue seeing all the further success. You're such a star. And
Thank
helping
you.
so many wonderful, wonderful people. And so if anyone watching this is struggling with, you know, your own weight loss, or have a friend or family member who is as well, please reach out to Margaret. She is, as you can tell, one of a kind, and
Oh, thank you.
really put, you know, you put your heart and soul into the work that you do with your clients. So I would love to share. I'll share your booking calendar
Oh,
link with
thank you.
everyone, and then I'll also share your webinar. But margaretbreitlingcoaching.com is your website, correct?
Yeah, the webinar is margaretbrightoncoaching.com/training. That's my actual webinar. I have a separate website, which is margaretbreitling.com, and you'll find me in that as well.
Great, great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
margaretbreitling.com is the website, and then margaretbreitlingcoaching.com/training is the webinar, and you all definitely have to check it out. It's really incredible, and so excited for you. Just awesome impact that you're making on this world, and thank you for sharing with everyone. It's just such an honor to have you here, and I know your time is super valuable. So
Oh, thank
thank
you.
you, Margaret, and wishing you all the best, and lots of love to you.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. Thank you for everything. Much appreciated.
All right. Talk to you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.